hear what I have to say. And I think it's important that you take the time, and if you through the chair are not interested in having me speak, then I would ask again to the Mayor Alcock, who I asked to put forth a motion to allow me to speak to my 10 minutes today. And you're gonna have to refuse me to my face.
There was no deputation
Yes, there was.
permitted for this meeting.
I sent my deputation request before
We
the
have
last meeting.
procedural bylaws, and we follow
I followed them
procedural
all.
bylaws.
I follow them all, sir.
And the clerk said before me that.
No, that's
one of the
untrue.
requirements to have it is
Untrue.
this meeting. So.
So you need to prove to me that
It's not
it's
open
true.
for discussion.
You're not going to allow me to have my 10 minutes
It's not
presentation
open for
today.
discussion. The deputation.
And may I
is
have for
not
the record
allowed.
whose decision that is? Is that yours as chair?
Chair, it's yours.
Now, when you
decision.
sign something to
According
that
to our
effect, sir?
procedural bylaws, I don't feel I'm required to.
So we do have the
Please
CAO in the
excuse
room,
yourself.
maybe we can ask her to clarify?
Peggy, if you could please excuse yourself, we need to
No.
carry on with our meeting.
No. It's ridiculous to not allow you to have 10 minutes of your time today.
From a procedural perspective, I'm happy to respond.
You go ahead and speak.
So the town of Huntsville is governed by a procedural bylaw. That procedural bylaw ensures that there's public awareness of the discussions that are taking place at committees and council. There are deadlines in place so we can ensure the information gets into the agenda, and the public is aware of the issues that are being discussed at the committees and council. We did not receive a delegation form prior to the deadline, which means we could not add this item on for discussion today. However, as was indicated to you, you do have the option to submit for a delegation to general committee, which you have lots of time to do, and we would be more than happy to consider your request.
That's completely unacceptable, because my application to be a deputation at last meeting happened before the last meeting. What happened when I made my deputation request on your town farm, there wasn't a committee on there described as the Environment and Climate Change Committee, and there wasn't a date for this particular meeting. So I sent in my deputation request at that time, and I sent a note immediately to Natalie Little, who's the contact on such things. And I assured her that I had sent in my request, and that it was, didn't have that information because it wasn't available to me, and then she replied to me about when the meeting was available. So I've had that in place since that time. So that's why I would appeal to the chair.
I think that in fairness to people who would like to attend the meeting, not having it on the agenda is not fair to the members of the public.
I should be on the agenda, that was your error.
It's not
And so what's the
regarding
point, what have you got to
discussion.
hide?
You
When it
have the
comes to
opportunity to come
climate action
to
plan,
general
what have you
committee,
got to hide,
and that
Jason?
is your only option. I have nothing to hide. This is not
Well, you must have something to hide if you don't even want to hear from me. What if I've got some important information and some facts? No, the polar bears are
I'm
not
sure you'll be able to
dying.
do
Their
that.
global ice pack is actually bigger than it's been in 21 years. Climate change, temperature change hasn't changed in 15, 18 years. And the documents, I have all the supporting science, real science, not junk science, not UN agenda science. I've got it all here. And I will most respectfully sit in that chair and present it to you today. I am fully prepared. I want to tell you, when I made a deputation to you on the 29th, and I told you verbally twice I was coming to this meeting to deputize on your climate change emergency document, right? So publicly, I also declared I was coming. So that counts for something. I have made dozens of deputations to this town, and the rules are always interesting. Let's just put it that way.
According to our procedural bylaws, your deputation was not permitted. And in fairness to the other members of our community and the general public, I can't allow this to happen because there may be other interested parties that aren't able to be present today.
They could have filed for a deputation just as I did.
You have the ability to come to general committee as.
There's no interest because you're voting on this action plan at the next general council, which is the 26th of May. And there's another important deputation happening that day, and I don't want to take any shine off that. 26th of February, sorry. So there isn't another climate emergency meeting, because this is your last meeting.
Well,
So
this is
you can't defer me to another meeting, so I'm just gonna say, it's very important that you hear from me. And you know what? In our deputation on the 29th, specific to what's going on, the 29th of January, we put a deputation together that was filmed. It went around the world, it has gone viral, there's over 20,000 views. So you refusing me to speak today will be part of that. We'll be going out and we'll be live feeding this presentation, and the rest of the world will hear the truth. And you know, the people who are defending this climate change, when they know the facts, that they've been lied to, profoundly, diabolically lied to, they're gonna change their tune, and each and every one of you will change their tune. I brought a Bible, just in case any one of you wanted to swear a real oath to office. I brought a Bible in case you wanted to swear a real oath. So I'm removing myself from this, but it's not over. This climate change lie will be exposed, and you can either learn about it today, here, quietly, or in a much bigger arena.
I'll call on Eric Alcott to read the land management statement.
Thank you, Chairman Fitzgerald.